Happy almost 2014! It's Dorell here. I shot this video from my childhood, one of my childhood rooms in Houston. As you can see, the fabulous porcelain dolls and stuffed animals behind me. In this video, I want to share a 2014 message with you about the essence of the year, but before we get there, I also want to share some inspiration and a story about never giving up hope when it comes to love. So, one of the most powerful sayings that I have heard in my life is to never stop because you could be 3 feet from gold. This comes from the teachings of Napoleon Hill, which I've cited before in my videos, and it's really about knowing that right before the tide turns for you, whether it's a relationship, a business, your health, money, whatever it is, right before the tide turns, you may be experiencing some resistance, some obstacle, many obstacles, a feeling of anxiety or inner defeat, and it usually comes right before this amazing magic and alchemy and success that you really want. That's even better than you could have imagined. But most people stop in that struggle phase, thinking that the universe isn't supporting you, when really you are just 3 feet from gold. And this comes from the Napoleon Hill story about an ordinary gentleman who bought a mine and discovered a vein of gold, and it was going great for a while, and then it stopped. And no matter how much they kept drilling, like, there was no more gold, and they sold the whole mine to a machinery guy who had studied for years about fault lines and all these things about what you need to do to run a mine. Turns out that they hadn't looked on the right fault line, and they were actually only 3 feet from the next vein of gold before they sold it. Okay, that's like my favorite story, and it's it's so symbolic of love. Because right now we're coming on, New Year's Eve. If you're single or you happen to be alone, it can be a time where you get really down on yourself, really depressed about your life, and that's the last thing I want as you go into 2014. To keep in mind that all of your struggles, all of those feelings of insecurity and anxiety, it's all led you to this point. Okay? Stick with it, hang in there, and know that the tide will turn. I'm sure you've heard stories of people that have dated online or gone on a billion first dates, and they put out all this energy and nothing happens. So they just kind of like leave it alone. And then you hear like a couple months later they're engaged. What you don't hear in that story is what happened in between, right? It can appear to be this kind of overnight manifestation where you think you have to do nothing, when really it's about you living your life, living your best life with or without a partner, going about your life with an open heart, right? Sharing your heart, feeling that love with your friends, with your family, with your clients, whoever is in your life, and knowing that the love that you have for your spiritual partner, even if they haven't shown up in your life, it's the same energy. So if you're living from your heart, from this love energy, eventually, the universe will send you that person. Maybe not on your time or in the way that you expect, but hang in there. Okay, so now let's talk about 2014. So 2014, you guys know I love numerology. So if we add up the numbers 2014, we get what? We get a 7. And if you look at the number 7, in numerology, this is the number of the mystic, of the spiritual, and that's really what this year is about. It's about tapping you back into your core spiritual nature. Now, because I also look at the visual, at the symbol of the 7, to me, what I see in this, and it might be different than what you see, I see somebody jumping off a diving board, or jumping off a cliff symbolically into this kind of unknown region. And this is about surrendering our attachments, surrendering our earthbound attachments to people, to belief systems, to places that we think are who we really are, right? So because I'm with that person, or because I have this amount of money in my bank account, or because I live in this kind of apartment, that means that I am, quote unquote, successful and worthy of love. No. The 7, 2014 is going to make it very obvious and clear to you that the more that you attach and cling to those external things, the more that you will suffer. Conversely, the more that you can detach, right, and appreciate the things in your life without attaching your self-worth or your happiness to those things, your success is infinite. It's really cool. It's also about loving your independent nature. The 7 is traditionally kind of a loner number, right? When I look at people's charts, this is a number of people who really crave their solitude and their sacred time, and that's where they transform, is when they're with themselves. But the reminder that I get for all of us is it's about loving the part of you that's super independent, whether you're in a relationship or not. And honoring the part of you that craves adventure, that craves spontaneity, and knowing that you can nurture that side of you while you're in a relationship. Not just a love relationship, because again, you might not be in one, but nurturing your friendships, nurturing your family, nurturing your pets, whatever it is, you can nurture and create time to exercise your creative nature. And that's where the brainstorming and the fun comes in, and detaching to the outcome. And then finally, 2014 is about taking risks. Okay, literally, like I just mentioned, you may feel right now like you're jumping off a cliff into the unknown with no guarantee of success other than your own belief system and your faith in the universe. And that's what's really going to carry you through the year. Things are going to happen very quickly. They're going to manifest rapidly if you're in the flow. And more than anything, what is going to keep you on track, what's going to keep all of us on track this year, is to take time to reinvigorate our spirit. Okay, with so much technology around us and so many ways to communicate, it is vital that you prioritize your self-care, that you have switch off time, that you have time to just close your eyes and breathe. So, in a nutshell, here are my parting words to sum up 2014. Take a risk, surrender, and love without attachment. Have a fabulous new year, and if you really want to get in the energy of manifesting, I invite you and encourage you to join my 2014 Goddess Tribe. It's a group of powerhouse, like-minded spirits, and we are going to be manifesting like mofos in 2014. And our first call is coming up January 2nd, the new moon, which is the perfect time to birth new conditions. It's not too late. If you'd like to join us, you can check out the link below. And if you're not on the newsletter, join me. It is free, and I love sharing spiritual insights with you to help you catapult your love life and your life. All right, signing off. Have a fabulous New Year's Eve, and I love you.